Okay. So, so I'll start my my introduction into the HRM program. So what to expect from your program? There are some learning outcomes that are the same across all our business education programs, and we actually work hard to make you understand how organizations work, how to analyze, design organizational processes, structures, strategies, and your key skills include, of course, academic analytic writing skills, structured problem solving, but also presenting your findings and recommendations for maximum impact in real life settings. Okay. What's yeah. So if we move to the human resource management profile more specifically, then what do we try to, what kind of skills do we try to develop within this program? Of course, your key skills have to do with managing people and organizations, and we hope that you'll be able to both learn those competences, attain knowledge about human resource related topics, and then we'll be able to connect them to some broader issues of management and leadership. And that it's not only the knowledge that you'll develop, but we actually work hard on helping you to learn to implement some effective human resource management strategies and work in alignment with the company's strategy or company's goals. And the profile is actually interesting because you will learn to not only kind of, the best practices, but also will understand that often when it comes to managing people in organizations, they're often not like one possible, one best way. There are tensions, there are different interests that are at play, and people are both disposable. They can be hired and fired any moment by the management, but then the management also depends on those people to be willing to contribute to the company's success. And actually, this kind of starts a whole variety of different strategies that companies use in order to keep people interested, motivated, rewarded, well-trained, and so on, which we're dealing with in this profile. Let me just run you shortly through the basic structure of the program. You will have 2 semesters of obligatory courses. So the overall program is a 2-year 120 ECTS program. In the first semester, you will get the basics of management, of principles of organization, and of course you'll get a big course on human resource management. Then in the second semester, you'll learn about leadership. You'll have a course about personnel economics that shows you kind of that takes this perspective to managing people as an expense, because of course people do require some salaries and so on. So here a colleague of mine will tell you about that. And the third obligatory course in your next semester, in your second semester, will be applied research methods that combines qualitative and quantitative methods. After that, in the third semester, you'll get a chance to choose your electives or to go on a study abroad or to make an internship. I will tell a little bit about this later. And then finally, in the fourth semester, you will be writing your own master thesis, which is the biggest writing assignment you will ever have written. And this is also both an interesting and challenging period where you have a lot of responsibility, but also freedom to choose which topic you would like to learn in depth. I will tell you shortly about the courses, and I think that instead of going through all the details, I will just give you, a short idea, and then if you're interested in a particular course, you just let me know, you ask questions, and then I will be always happy to elaborate. So this is a course that I'm now sharing with a good colleague of mine, Marion, and here we try to tell you everything you need to know about the human side of organizations. We run you through different approaches to managing people, and throughout the employment cycle, we speak about everything from recruitment to developing people, both in terms of their cross-cultural competences and other types of skills that they might need. We speak about managing performance. We speak about rewards. We have a lot of guest speakers here in this course who come from companies. For example, in 2 weeks, there'll be a person coming from a major Danish consultancy called Rambøll, who will be talking about rewards and consulting he does about reward strategies. So this is kind of really the first semester course that welcomes you to the field of managing people. Then we have a course about principles of organization. This is a course that follows the logic of organizational design, how to design organizations that are effective in achieving their goals. And here, a colleague of mine looks at all organizational processes as something that requires coordinating effort from different participants, but also kind of cooperating, right? And which competences are required. So you will get really a systematic introduction into principles of organization. Then the third course here is advanced management principles, which means that you will really try to imagine yourself to attain a profound understanding of what this entails to be a manager, and how managers take decisions, what are the important trade-offs, how to delegate responsibilities across hierarchies, how to not lose control when this happens. So this is a course about management that will help you in your future management career, because as we know, a lot of students dream about managing other people in the future. Then we move to the next semester. We have leadership organizational communication. So here you'll get a good knowledge about critical reflective dialogue within organizations, and of course you'll get to know what is leadership and what are the contemporary approaches to leadership in organizations. Okay, personnel economics, as I already mentioned, it will be an analysis of developing and choosing human resource policies, taking into account their economic impact on the company's bottom line. And here's my good colleague Jakob, a good expert on that. Then your last obligatory course is a methods course that I co-teach with a colleague from another research group called Martin Kalthaus. And here we try to prepare you for analyzing data, both qualitative and quantitative, both for your future thesis and in general as a foundation for good decisions in organizations, because those decisions can only be good if they use solid data and rigorous analysis. And so here we'll try to, within a relatively short course, right? Because it's a course that combines both methodologies. But anyway, this is kind of really a comprehensive course that will prepare you for writing your thesis and the future employment. Okay. When you're done with the obligatory courses, then you'll have a chance to select your elective courses. Then they can be either at SDU, in our department, in other departments. Then those elective courses, you can also take them in other universities and complement the knowledge you are getting at SDU. Of course, you are completely free, but because those, if you're choosing something that hasn't been approved, you'll need to get an approval first. But we do, as long as this complements the knowledge of the program, then we are usually very eager to support your ideas about electives. Besides electives, you will be able to take internships in organizations, and a lot of students do this. Yasmin will tell you about her experience. She mentioned she worked alongside the studies. A lot of students do it, and quite a large share of those students also get employment in those companies later. One more option you have is a semester abroad, and here you can read on the presentation later that students share quite good experiences about that. And here there are some quotations from Vanessa and Sophie. Then kind of moving closer to the final part of our of this short introduction I wanted to do. I want to tell you shortly about the future jobs for our graduates. Of course, you'll be qualified to start working as an HR business partner or consultant or rådgiver in Danish. You will be able to work as a sourcing recruitment specialist or talent acquisition, global HR coordinator. So there's a lot of opportunities, both kind of within HR, but we also know that a lot of students start with more kind of generalistic management positions. So it's actually, you can see that the profile is quite broad and combines the HRM related competencies with the broader management leadership competencies. By choosing those elective courses and internships, you also will be able to kind of manage your own career track towards your own goals and interests. And we, of course, have all kind of infrastructure to support you in that. So here's another quote from a student who was very happy about her internship. And this is not only kind of an academic program. I mean, of course it is an academic program, but something that I experienced, it's that this is an international program with students both from Denmark and other countries in Europe and outside of Europe. There's social networking for the program members. In the beginning, we usually start with some kind of informal dinner. Like this year, we went to Storms, which is this street food mecca of Odense. You can see like it was actually really fun evening. Then most of the courses are also shared across programs in business economics. So you'll be able to network also with other students as well. And we support your networking for future jobs in Denmark during your study time. We have student services that help you finding your way there. Okay, I can see I got a couple of comments in the chat. So let me see. Oh, the site is not available. Okay. Oh, thank you, Mariana, for sharing this other site. I was not aware of that. You see, it's I'm always learning as well. Okay, wonderful. So now it's time for your questions to me. If you have something you want to ask about already now, otherwise, if you rather need time to digest, think a little bit. We'll let Yasmin tell you shortly about her own experiences in the program. So please do write in the chat if you have questions, if you want to ask your questions later, and we'll see what to do.
Yes, hello again, everyone. Let me try to actually share my screen.
Yeah, let me unshare first.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it says that sharing is not turned
yes,
on.
I made you a co-host now, so now it's
okay, perfect. Let me try and share. Okay. Sure. Can you see my screen?
Now we can see the dark screen. Oh yeah, now it's came. Okay, wonderful.
Okay, let me
It works.
try and put it in a presentation mode. Is it clear now? Like still you
Yes,
can see
yeah,
it?
it works. It
Okay.
works perfectly well.
So I prepared a short presentation to quickly go through it. So I'll talk about myself first, where I started in STU and where I am now, because I know that a lot of international students, I was also an international student, so I was very much concerned about my career opportunities. But yeah, so I'll take you through that a little bit, and then I will also tell you a bit about why I chose to study at STU. So a little introduction about myself. I moved to Denmark in 2019 to do my master's program in HR. I'm originally from Pakistan. I was born in Denmark, but when I was very little, we moved back. So I had the opportunity to come back in 2019 to do my master's in HR. And while I was doing my master's, I was also actively looking for a lot of jobs. And actually, it's also quite nice to see in Elena's presentation, some of the professors that I had studied from are still there. But anyway, my HR professor at that time, who was Marianne, she knew about it, and she was working, or she was affiliated with a company called Globally Local. So she actually helped me land an internship over there. And I started, and it was not an internship in marketing, in HR, sorry, it was more a social media and marketing internship. But still, I was happy about it to see how I can still study HR and then, work in a completely different field. While I was working, I worked there, I think, for 4 months or something. And then I was able to actually land a student assistant job quite well. So in the beginning, I was applying for a lot of jobs, but it was a bit hard for me because I didn't have any earlier experience in Denmark. But once I got the internship, even though it was just 4 months, I got 2 or 3 offers right after I had that internship period over. And I decided to go for this Danish company called Rockwool. It's in Copenhagen, in an area in Copenhagen, because I live in Copenhagen. I worked there also in marketing while I was studying in HR, in my HR program and at STU. And even though I really liked working in HR, I also really liked like marketing also sparked my interest. And luckily with this HR program, as Elena said, you have plenty of electives to choose from, and I could actually choose some of the electives that were related to the marketing field. So I could also, study HR, but I also touched upon a bit on marketing and, studied about it, that I could also use in my CV when applying for different options for jobs. So I could apply for marketing jobs and HR jobs because I actually studied both in this program. And then right after my studies was over, my student assistant contract expired, I took a 2 or 3 month break to travel a bit because I really like traveling. And then I landed a permanent role in 2022 in a company in Copenhagen called BAT. I started as junior exec. I got promoted as it's called Insights and Foresights, but it's more like marketing analytics. And now I have recently been promoted to another role, but it's not mentioned here. So I've just put this slide to let you know how many opportunities you can get. And it's so nice that when you're in this program, you get an opportunity to do internship, like the professors actually help you if you let them know, or if you build your contracts. Build your networks, then they have their further networks, and they always support you whenever they can. So it was quite nice that my HR professor at that time, helped me a bit with landing an internship. But a bit on my personal life, I like to work out a lot. I like to cook and eat a lot as well. I'm originally from Pakistan, so that's the food that I'm most fond of. I also really love traveling to different places. I think whenever I get holiday or a chance, I always travel somewhere. And I also really like, in terms of sports, I also really like this sports called cricket. I don't know how many of you guys are aware, but it's a very popular sport in the country where I am from. So yeah, that's about me. And then I prepared a little slide on why I chose STU for my HR program. So first, when I was looking at HR, I knew I wanted to do it in Denmark, and I was looking at different options and different programs in different university, but I really found out that the STU itself has a very strong academic reputation, and it's also internationally recognized. So I really wanted to also start my career or study from university that was internationally recognized. So no matter where I go in the world, like they know that from my past background education, they know that I have studied from a well-known, reputed university. And the curriculum itself is very modern. It's focused on contemporary HR practice. So you actually learn, it's not like you just learn and give your exam and that's done, but there's a lot of activities that you also do in your program, and you learn a lot about the HR practices and how they work, which is quite nice. Also, when I joined the program itself, I saw that it's not just like learning or reading books. We also at that time worked on some of the real world, like some of the applications where we were managing, for example, a business or something in the application, and then we were competing against other students. So we had this app where everybody was working on something, and we were trying to win, and there were so many other applications that we worked on. So much of group work we did where we were competing against other groups in the class. Like there was different groups in the class, but on different things. So you really learn, like it's not just you study and you forget about it. It's you get an experience on how it works in real life by being in groups in the class. And again, industry connections and job placement opportunities. As I said, I got to start my first internship, like, from when I was studying in HR. And I feel like HR also has job portal. I forgot the name, but STU also is a job portal, which has a lot of jobs, and I used it a lot because then you can really, filter out and find the jobs that suits you perfect. You can filter it to the language, to the country, to the area. So it's also very nice. And then, as Elena also said, that there are a variety of electives to choose from. And as I also mentioned that I was studying HR, but I also wanted to learn more about marketing. And there were so many electives to choose from that I could also choose some marketing courses. And then also, I think the international culture, I don't even remember how many cultures or like how international there were people from all over the world, and it was so nice to interact with them. And in every class, whenever you do a group activity, you just form a group with people from different cultures. So I think it was really nice to actually interact with different people from different cultures and also learn about them and learn about their experiences, how they're doing in Denmark. And when you are new in Denmark and you find some, or in any other country, and you find someone who's as new as you, then I think you just connect better. So I think it was also really nice to get this international culture experience. So yeah, that's all. That's the slides that I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know if you have any questions, then I'm happy to answer.
Yeah, okay, Yasmin, thank you so much for spending time for actually, coming here and for sharing your personal story. I'm touched. But I can see that we started getting questions. Some of them are kind of to me, maybe more, others are to you. And yeah, I suggest that we just what do we do about the recording? Maybe I stop the recording now, and then we'll just do the questions in kind of less rigid atmosphere. Yeah.